Y'all check out this Katt Williams stuff.
Y'all boy.
For sure.
I'm just here so I don't get fired.
2-hour case study. 2-hour case study. I didn't watch the last 30 minutes. 2-hour case study.
Y'all know how I don't like sitting down and doing things. But for the show, I sat down and listened to this entire thing, and it was quite interesting from beginning to end. I'm gonna lead with Byron. I'm gonna let him give his opinion because he had questions for us in our group chat. So Byron, man, what you wanna say about the old Katt Williams situation?
I thought it was pretty accurate, man. I thought it was pretty accurate. I feel like it was gloves off. I mean, it's not a lot of people speak their mind. So I mean, I give him the upper hand on that, But now,
Okay.
I feel like everybody he called out, man, they on the clock.
So
they're on the clock, bro.
Hey, it's the NFL draft. You are now on the clock.
You on the clock, bro.
Gosh, bro. Katt really went in there and said, you know what? Let me tell you something.
Well, see, here's the thing. If you really look at it, and y'all know I'll be analyzing stuff. We ain't gonna go into my deep analysis just yet, but
yeah, because we ain't got 2 days. My fault.
Okay. When he started, he had a monologue prepared. He had a list of things that he wanted to talk about, and he was going to talk about those things, regardless of what Shannon wanted to talk about. He was going to talk about those things, and that's how he started off the show. Like, did you notice that?
Somebody must have brushed him wrong, yo.
Well, here's what happened, and this is based on the context of what he was talking about. He saw Steve Harvey on the show. He saw Cedric on the show. He saw Ricky on the show. He listened to all of them talk, and he was like, I'm finna go back on the same show that they went on, and I'm finna call them all out for their foolishness. And what really may have really tipped him over was Ricky saying, Money Mike was my role. I think that really might have tipped him over, as Durante has the reaction that I think Katt may have had. When
come on, Ricky Smiley could not play that. Ricky Smiley could not play that. That movie would have been lame as hell.
Well, okay, so it seems like, because let's just be clear, it seems like
stupid, yo.
Money Mike had a different role in the movie before Katt got the role.
Yeah,
that's what it seems like to me. It seems like a modification of the role was done after they like, oh no, this part is for you. Now, whether he may have auditioned for it but didn't get it, and then tried out for the Santa Claus, who was really a non-speaking role. He had, I think it was a non-speaking role, and Ricky added some lines because he was just robbing them. Just like, okay, so you remember in the original Friday, with AJ Johnson was Ezel. We saw Ezel in the beginning of the movie, well, first of all, he robbing the boxes that Craig got fired for, I think. But anyway, you see it at the beginning of the movie, he's just running. He has no lines. It's very similar to what was going on Friday After Next, because he comes in, breaks in, but then, he makes a sandwich and some other stuff. But that's enough about breaking down Friday After Next. But yeah, I think that he may have tried to audition for the role but didn't get it. And that's a real good story to tell. But Katt was offended by that, and I think he had a mission. He went on that mission. Now, I'll say this, and then I'll stop talking about it, and I'm going to let Durant tell you. No, actually, go ahead, Durant. What were you going to say?
No, I was just saying, everybody says Katt come out of nowhere, he's just looking for attention. But it's like, I feel like a person looking for attention would constantly have something to say every day. He comes out once a year, got some real to say, and then says, all right, I'm going back in my hole. I feel like that in itself, like he is relevant, and he's one of our, years like comedians, like top comedians. So for him to come out of nowhere and just sit there and just say, you know what, since y'all want to act like this, we can both put laundry on the table. Bet. and just went in on everybody. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even mad at it. But yeah, for people that saw, I'm like, I don't think he's just doing it just for show, bro. Like, I don't. Because what's crazy is that whole Kevin Hart came the next day on ESPN and tried to have like a roast session too. I ain't gonna lie. I don't mind Kevin Hart, but that's the first time I've ever been cringed by it. I'm like, Kevin, it seems like you're trying too hard to like cover it up with the guys that were on there. It's I don't know if y'all saw that, but I just like, it just don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't feel right to me. It felt like he was like, oh shit, I gotta say something quick. And then it was like rushed. And then like all this extra like roasting that just didn't sound funny. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But that's just me. We can't hear you, but that's cool. It's your voice changer. God saying stuff. What's that boy name? Wes? Nope, can't hear you. No, anyway. Hear you. So Brant, what's your take on it?
All right, so now I'm gonna tell y'all. So I have that's why I was writing down because I didn't want to lose this while y'all were giving up.
You good?
I have dubbed this the Katt Williams Declaration of Independence. My man went in his Tommy J bag. So for folks who never read the Declaration of Independence, I want y'all to know it's a whole document where my man just goes through so the real Declaration of Independence, we go through the grievances we have with England, right? We list out all the things that the king is not allowing us to do, they haven't allowed us to do. Katt Williams came through and had the Declaration of Katt Williams Independence. He was like, let me tell you about all these people. He listed out all these things. Now, I think Katt made some very salient points about some things. I really felt him on the Ricky thing. Like he felt slighted by Ricky, and you can kind of tell.
Yeah, facts.
I do think he also was a little targeted because he sort of came for Steve Harvey's entire clique. So he was like, I'm just coming for everybody in the clique. Everybody can just catch the hands.
Yeah, literally.
I do think he did stretch some pieces. So when Cube responded, Cube talked about there was truth there, but there was some things that were stretched a little bit. There were some stretching. There were some things he said, not necessarily about Steve them. That's a whole other bag of things. But some of the stuff he said about Tyler Perry and like the people that work for him and stuff, some of that stuff didn't line up. And me and Wes, we talked a little bit about it when we first chatted about it. So, I mean, but now for the most part, everything has some truth in it. So it's hard for you to say, well, that's not entirely the case, right? Because there's truth mixed in with a little bit of comedic expression. He took some liberties with it. But, I mean, you got to give it to him. My man came ready to go. He was prepared. And even if he might have been by the time the interview was over 4 sheets in the wind, even though he tried to tell us he only had the one drink, Katt was laying them down, wasn't he? I mean, I tell y'all, he went thermonuclear on them. So, I mean, only thing I know, my man came with his list of grievances.
Yeah, he was on.
So,
there he is.
Yeah, you good.
All right. Okay. I had to make some adjustments because I
thought about something. Super deep anymore. So welcome back.
Yeah, you don't sound like you got a voice changer anymore. You had to get rid of it.
No, I didn't have a voice changer. But what happened was I switched these earbuds, and what happens with computers is if you have 2 different bit rates, it'll mess up some stuff. But every time you were talking, you were clicking.
Get to the fucking point. Nobody trying to hear that shit right
now. I'm not gonna let you say I had a voice changer. You're not gonna just smurchify my voice like that. You ain't gonna do that now. Also, this is for you, Byron, I'm sure. Whoever loose changes.
Was that who? Huh?
Whoever loose changes, I'm pretty sure they talking to you. So wake up, Byron. Because they also said what's up because of prior to that, but that's neither here nor there.
Was it? Yeah, I don't know who that is, but
for who that is, identify yourself so whoever you talk to.
Identify dictionary. What?
My cousin, no way. Everybody's imaginary.
I can't.
Oh, here we go.
What's your take on it? What's your take on it?
So, all right, let me talk about it. So, Brand already broke out some of the points. He and I already spoke about it earlier.
That's crazy.
But Byron already said, but we're gonna get to Byron. But I just don't get to Byron.
Wesley don't care about nobody. He don't even ask how everybody day going. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, because I be about business sometimes, you know.
Oh,
is that what we doing?
That's what we doing. This is Aspen.
Aspen, you go by another name, cuz we need a little help.
Listen.
Aspen.
But with all that being said, while we identify whom is talking who to whom, I think Katt used his ability as a storyteller because he's a great storyteller. It's been his ability as a comedian for a long time. So he's able to take truths and make them into a story and then stretch them out to make them funny. Because if y'all noticed, he was hitting lines and making you laugh while he was telling you the truth as well. He was also playing in front of Shannon's face, and that was quite interesting as well. Because I'm like, Shannon, you ain't picking up on these hit makers that he throwing at you too while he was sitting here talking to you. It was a masterclass of public speaking. It was very interesting how he was able to do that under the brow of Shannon while, you know, getting his point across. I found it very, very masterful the way he did it. Now, was he fully telling the truth about everything that he did? No. But he was telling enough of a truth, I think, to where it's hard for you to say, well, he was lying, because he wasn't. But did he stretch some things? Yes. Like, I think the part about him saying that, you know, Cedric stole his joke, you look at the two jokes together, they are different. And I feel like people, and I was telling Brant this as well, I feel like we as people have similar experiences and see similar things. Now, his joke was out of a car that was busted and messed up. Sid's joke was out of a spaceship that black people will drive anything. So there are parallels and actions, but I mean, a lot of people drive with one hand and people be chilling and doing what they do. So maybe Sid saw the joke and changed it, but it's not a direct stealing of a joke, I don't think. Because a direct stealing of a joke now we can talk about Sid stealing that Bomb Initials joke now. We can talk about that because he ripped that joke. Now. He stole that. That was a direct copy. So that's another thing. But yeah, Katt came for the whole clique. Anybody that Steve is buddy with, he shot him down. You notice that he didn't go after DL because DL not in the clique. You feel me? Like DL is not part. He don't really be with like Steve and them like that. You feel me? So he left DL alone. He said no DL slander will be tolerated. So, and we can see that DL is different. You know what I'm saying? Byron, what else you gonna say about this situation? Come on, give me some good Byron logic. I know you got some thoughts on it.
Bro, I mean, I felt like it was good. It was a good interview, man. I ain't expect him to go off on them cats like that, but you know,
when is he not going off though?
He did. He did expose him. You know, I feel like it's like he made everybody pick a side.
I mean, I don't think I really picked this up, but let me ask you this. So some of the stories that he was telling, let's just break this down real quick. So Katt said that at the age of 13, he left his home and went to Florida. Okay. All while doing this, he was robbing or boosting from cars somehow and making $2,000 a day. Also, while going to the library for part of that day to further his education. Now, I don't know what type of radios you boosted in the 80s that's going to get you $2,000 a day in Miami. But do you think that was completely true, Byron? I mean, do you think he was telling the truth on that one?
Nah, I don't think. I mean, it depends on how many radios was he stealing.
A day? Every day?
Nah, that's a lot.
That's a whole lot, right? Okay, let me ask you this. I know that I'm not the person to speak on this because I'm not a reader. I don't read books. It's not my thing. Brant, on the other hand, reads lots of books. If you put a book in front of me, I'm going to pass it to my shelf over here more than likely. I'm not going to read it. That's just me. So, but Brant, let me ask you this. As a youth, an inquisitive youth, as you were, and as an adult, as a reader that you are from time to time, I will say, What is your analysis on reading 3,000 books a year?
I'm gonna tell you what my wife said. She looked at me. She said, "Well, 3,000 books could be anything." She said, because he said nonfiction, but I told Wesley, I was like, you know, if you and he admitted to some degree he was raised Jehovah's Witness, which means he would believe Christian biblical stories up to a point. I was like, well, shoot, those are technically function nonfiction. You could read 30 or 40 of them mugs. That get your number boosted. So because he didn't say how long the books were, but I mean, I'll just say this. If that part is true, I would say take a special person to read an encyclopedia. Like I've looked through encyclopedias for information when I've needed it. I don't know I've ever sat down and, you know, I've been just that hard pressed. Now, again, maybe his childhood was such that it was so hard that was his way of escape. I don't know. But I ain't never been so hard pressed. I opened up the dictionary, the encyclopedia, and read it just for fun. I might have flipped through to look for the pictures sometimes when I was bored, and we had to do it at my grandma's house when I'd be next door. And so that was one of the, but like to go through and actually read categorically, I can't tell y'all I've done that. So I mean, but you know, maybe he did. But the 3,000, I mean, that seems like a stretch. 3,000, that's a lot of books in the year, unless they're small books.
Now, 3,000 of them things. It's quite crazy. Now, Durante, because I'm just using all y'all, and just now, Durante, you would categorize yourself somewhat as an athlete from time to time. You know, even though Byron said he can dunk on you and beat you at anything, but that's not here nor there. I'm just saying you would categorize yourself as an athlete, and you do athletic things, and you know what a 40-yard dash is in net, right? You know, just ask, right? Yeah. I think Katt said that he can run. At one point in time, he said he could actually run a 4.1 40-yard dash.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can we end the show? Because anybody, like I said, Katt that dude, but that's Deion even run that. Deion ran damn near 4.2 to 4.3 in Tim's. Ain't nobody trying to hit that shit, Katt.
He said he could run a 4.4 or 4.1 40. That's what he said. And mind you, Katt Williams is 5'5".
That's a 3-second difference. 4.4 or 4.1.
It's not a 3-second. It's a difference, but yeah.
You said 4.4.
4.4.
4.1.
Yeah.
Or 4.1 to 4.4. 2 to 3. Close enough. Anyway, whatever. Regardless of the fact.
I get what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
And Katt drunk.
Now
that wasn't one cup. That was eight shots in one cup. That nigga was drunk when he did that shit.
He definitely had some Laportier.
Shannon. He had Cavarsi Henny. He had Henny Varsi. ain't no goddamn way that nigga was sober. No, shout out Katt.
Now, Shannon, if you ever hear this show and you want to send the folks on this show some Laportier, that's cool because we broken. It's $100 a bottle. We can't afford that.
Yeah, we broke it by washcloth, so you gotta look out for the damn.
Yeah, so you want to send us some Laportier? We can talk about that. But regardless of all of that, and then he supposedly posted a video of him running a 40 on a basketball court. And then they posted a video, and it was weird the way they did it. But regardless of that, I think they showed it as a 4.4 or 4.3. But my problem is, last time I checked, basketball court is not a 40-yard dash.
No.
If you're going from end to end, that's not the right length, sir.
No, not unless they had two full-length basketball courts end to end. And I don't think they had that in the video. I seen a piece of the video. They didn't have that. They
didn't, Brad. They didn't have that. What's your analysis without ending the show? What truth do you have in that one?
False. All false. All false. But I mean, right now he running a 5. He 5.1, but no way. There's no way in physics that man running a 4.1.
Hey man, I can't speak to it because I'm running anything. But I'm just saying, I'm using my fellas that have knowledge on subjects to run some truth on these things. Because I mean, I seen Katt get into a fight with a kid that looked like Kodak Black's cousin, and he kind of sort of got choked out. I don't think I know. He don't look, they were about. It seemed like the fight was on even level because they were about the same height. Looked like it was maybe the same size. but Lil Kodak Black kind of sort of had hands on him.
Well, remember too, Katt swung first, so Katt hit the youngster.
Katt did swing first.
Katt hit the youngster. Then the youngster put him in the chokehold. Hey man, you going to sleep now? Cause
now let's just be clear though, because we can talk about that too. Katt has been known to be a very generous individual. He is loose with his money and shares it, and he's overall great person. Even though a lot of people paint him in a bad light. Now I'm not trying to paint him in a bad light. I think that he stressed the truth, and that's whatever. But Katt overall seems to be a good dude. He takes unknown comedians on the road with him, puts them on to a lot of people that may not have ever heard from him before. He gifts money to people that they needed, but they're not asking for it. Like Boozy got out of jail, he gave $15,000. The person giving you $15,000. A lot of people get out of jail, they can't get a bologna sandwich. So
they'd be hurt. They'd be out back.
Everybody was like, free Boozy, bring Boozy home, but Boozy got home and won't nobody really trying to help Boozy. But Katt just gave the man $15K just cuz. He's been, comedians say that he's gifted them money at shows and stuff just cuz. And he doesn't gift them the money, he actually sends an associate to deliver the money. So, Katt is a good dude. I don't take away from him being a good dude. But he definitely was in his feelings and had some things to say, and he needed to be able to deliver it in a funny way, and he did. He prepared a 3-hour set and delivered it.